Joined then for the first time actually as a duo with you two, with first team manager Chris Search and assistant manager Danny Green. Obviously, following the signing of a different Danny Green. Firstly, fellas, how did that move come about? Firstly, Searchy.
Yeah, I mean, it came about basically because of Danny. This Danny. Yeah. Danny reached out a week or so ago and said, there's an opportunity to get Danny in. Obviously, trusted Danny with his knowledge, having played with him at Dagenham before, and having looked in the research and whatever else, you could see quite evidently that Danny Green was on paper a very, very good player. It was just a case then of meeting up with a guy and making sure that he fitted into what we're trying to get into the club. Someone with good pedigree, but most importantly for us, a good character. Someone who's going to buy into the philosophy and ethos of what we're trying to bring into the club. We had a meeting and let's just say it was obviously very successful.
Greeny, like Searchy said, you've played with Black Greeny. What kind of player is he? What we expect from him next season?
He's a very attacking player. I've grown up with him as well. I've known he's from my area as well, and we were at Dagenham together. But yeah, he's a very attacking player. Gets on the ball, can handle the ball, which is going to be important this year for us. Need players that can handle the ball, and he scores goals. He scores goals from midfield. I think you look at his stats for the last few years. He scored 11 in one season, 7 and 5. So he gets goals as well, and that's the kind of player we want. But like Sergi said, the character is the player that we're looking for. So yeah, delighted to get him.
Obviously, you two have both mentioned character. Searchy obviously signed. I think he was the 9th new signing or re-signed as new signing of the season. What is it about those 9 players that have made you want to re-sign them?
I think it's pretty evident of what's expected of players when they come to this club. I think if having been around it for the few years that I have, there's a certain type of character, certain type of player that's expected at the club. They've got to have to. We use this the Concord DNA. You've got to have people that work hard first and foremost. Earn the right to play on the football pitch, and then obviously they can get the ball down and play. And Danny is very much one of those players, as is Bryan Blackman. Another new signing. These are good lads. You meet them straight away. They've got good body language. They're very positive, and most importantly, they buy into what we're trying to sell. Which is a club where working hard and honesty is what's expected from the fans and from us as management team. We will want players that will give everything and leave everything on the field.
We'll quickly touch on Bryan Blackman as well. And Greeny obviously signed a couple of weeks ago now. What kind of player is he, and why have we signed him?
Yeah, I knew I had someone approach me about Ryan and just said obviously he would be available. So I spoke to a few people. I spoke to a boy I work with, Mickey Parcell, who's a really good friend of him as well, and he just said all good things about him. He was potentially going to be a Welling captain, Enfield captain for the last 4 years as well. So straight away he's got that pedigree of experience, but a really good character. And yeah, he's a ball playing midfielder. He's energetic. He gets on the ball, can dictate the game. And when he played here last season, I was watching it from the side, and I thought he was excellent. Straight away to my eye, I thought he was a very good player, and that's the kind of player we want: ball playing midfielders, getting on the ball and then trying to dictate the play.
Obviously, I look at the players you've re-signed and Bryan as well. There's a few leaders across the pitch as well. You've got Pollock, Roasty. You've touched on Bryan there. Is that kind of the type of player we're looking for as well? Kind of who we're going to lead from the off? Yeah,
I think obviously it's an advantage if we've obviously. If they are then type of leadership, have them sort of leadership qualities, is an absolute bonus for us. It's great to have 4, 5, 6 captains as such on the field, and it's obviously going to be a decision that we're going to have to make on the captain this year. But it's an absolute positive that we've got so many to really choose from, and it will stand us in good stead, I think, as the season goes on, to have these characters and these leaders on the pitch. But first and foremost, they're good footballers as well. So I don't think we need to underestimate that. They're all good on the pitch. They all know what they're doing, and the leadership is an absolute bonus for us.
Finally, then, obviously, a few new signings through the window. What is what's next on the to-do list for new players and stuff like that? And what are we looking for in those certain positions?
We've got targets. We've had a lot of players brought to our attention. So yeah, it's just really fine-tuning it now to maybe the 2 or 3 positions that we really need to crack on for. We need good players, obviously, the first thing, but we've always been banging on about character, and a willingness to buy into what we do. You know, I mean, me and Sergi have met these players, and we've all said, like, you're going to have to buy into what we want to do this season as well. It's a bit of give and take, and yeah, these we're excited about the players we're going to bring in. We've got good young players here as well. For me, and like, especially Sergi, we want to be able to play young players, want to be able to trust young players. They've got a massive opportunity to do that this year as well with the youth team, because the youth team he's done superb with them, and sometimes you need to give young players a chance, and it might be this season they get that chance. So
you touched on youth team now. I'm going to click on it quickly. Obviously, there's a launch of a new under-23s team. Am I right? What's that going to involve, and is that just going to form like a more of a bridge for the 18 to step up into first team football?
Yeah. This is still a concept, if you like, that we're looking to propose to the committee. It's not actually got the full green light yet, but it's something that I think, from a club's perspective, will be advantageous on a lot of fronts. You know, I think it will help bridge the gap between the 18s to the first team, which obviously is quite vast, or perceived as quite vast. You know, it helps us tick a box. Quite fashionable at the moment to have the sort of 23s league. If you look at competing sides around this way, there's the Bowers and the Billericay's of this world. They have got 23 options available, and at the moment, as I say, it's quite a fashionable option for these boys. You know, 18s they sort of come out, if you like, of the 18s football, and where do you go? I mean, it would be nice if we can keep them under the Concord umbrella to see them develop a little bit more for those that need to. And then it means obviously we can keep an eye on them, and you know, as I say, it ticks a box for the club. If we've got players coming back from injury, or if we've got players that are maybe not getting minutes in the first team, then we can put them into the 23s for them to get their fitness up, or to get some minutes chalked up. So I think it's very, very positive if we can get this done for the club. But as I say, it's something that we still need to put to the committee to get approval. We've been working in the shadows a little bit in the background to try and come up with the idea. So I'm hopeful that this will get some traction, and we'll be able to get it up for the upcoming season.
And finally, then, moving away from Concord, the Euros start this evening. Is football coming home? And if not, where are England finishing this summer?
Football's coming home.
Sergi?
That's it.
I'm obviously 10 years older than Danny, so I've had 10 years of extra pain and hurt. So for me, I'll go with Dan. Do you know what? Football is coming home, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. However, I did get Sweden in the sweepstakes, so I'm not too happy with that one.
Perfect, fellas. We'll leave it there. Thanks for catching up with me.
Thank
Cheers,
you,
Tom, man.
Kian. You're a very good man.